Another random Redbox rental. The Domicile. I had seen this in the box. The cover looked fairly stupid for the most part. And, I saw a trailer that made it look okay. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just give it a try. Let's see. Now, there's been plenty of times where I've found gems in the Redbox randomly renting. This was not one of those times. Holy fuck. There's so many things wrong with this film. Fuck. Now, I don't like bashing movies. It's not my thing. I'm not huge on it. I like to try to see the good in everything. This one definitely, I'm going to have to try. I think that first off, I would say that the cinematography, if you want to call it that, it's hard to call a film this low budget. Cinematography. But whoever shot the film, I mean, they were competent enough to make the film look okay. It looked good. It looked okay. That's about as best as I can say about it. I thought that the guy who played the dad was the main character was a pretty good actor for the most part. And then I feel like at the end, maybe he just realized how shitty the film was, so he started, phoning it in. So this movie is about a couple who is pregnant, and the wife has a sister who lives in the house, and the sister is crazy. That's never disclosed what's really wrong with her, but something's wrong with her, and she's just unbelievably impossible to deal with. She thrashes around, she says horrible things, she's just a fucking nightmare. And the pregnant chick ends up falling down the stairs and dying and killing the twin babies that she's pregnant with, because there's like a ghost at the top of the stairs. So this is where the film gets fucking stupid. The film makes no sense at all. There are so many things wrong with this movie as far as like plot lines go, especially. I mean, there's so many things that don't make sense and that are completely unaddressed. There's no cohesive narrative to this. It seems like there is because the story plods along like it's supposed to, but all of the storylines that that they kind of set up to explore don't really get explored. For instance, the sister is kind of a threat in the film. She's constantly crawling around because she can't walk. She's crawling around with like a pencil and she wants to stab people. And you think that she's like part of the main antagonists, but then like halfway through the film, he gets fed up with her and he sends her off, and you never see her again. And her character is completely unexplored. It drove me crazy. It was just like, where'd that girl go? Is she coming back? Is she going to be part of this? Will she come in the house last minute? No, she just never comes back ever. She's just gone. Like one of these main characters, felt like the main antagonist for the beginning. She's on the cover as the main antagonist basically, and she just disappears halfway through the movie, and you're like, oh, okay. The God, there's so many like cliche things, like the medicine cabinet scare. I haven't actually seen a medicine cabinet scare in a long time. Like they do a lot of hinting towards them in a lot of movies where everyone's like, oh, here it goes. They open it up, there's nothing in it, they close it, and then the monster's behind them. That was like a big thing in the 80s. And then like in the last 20, 30 years, I haven't really seen it in movies. Like they go to do it, and then when they close it, there's never a monster there. It's always foreshadows like it's going to happen. It like promises it's going to happen, and then they close it and then they aren't there. And this one there actually was. So I couldn't believe they actually did that. And then they did another, the guy's eating and it turns into bugs and he throws it away and then it's not bugs. I mean, just the most cliche shit. The ghosts The ghosts in this movie are shown so often, and they are usually not for, scares, dramatic effect. They're just there. They just kind of just randomly keep throwing them in the film, almost like the director was like, well, this is a ghost movie, so we better throw a bunch of ghosts in because people are going to get bored. And it's like, no. When you're doing a haunting type film, it's the tension. It's the what's behind the corner. We don't know. Is it this? Is it that? Is this person losing their mind? Is it really there? Is it not? And when you do see it, it's supposed to be startling. It's supposed to take you and scare the shit out of you, or in this film, this film doesn't even attempt to be scary in any way, shape, or form. The ghosts are all CGI for the most part. The ghost, like the blurred image ghost, is all CGI. Then I don't even understand what the fuck is going on in this movie. It was a chore to get through, a fucking chore to get through. But I paid attention. I really wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on so that I could review this. It just doesn't make any sense. There's a ghost that kills the wife, but then she comes back to haunt her husband because he was a cheat. And he's being haunted by that ghost and his wife and maybe another ghost. And we know that the wife wants him dead. But why did the other ghost, kill the wife in the first place? And why was it now helping her? This shit is never explored in the movie. The friend, the main character's a writer, and his writing partner comes over, and he's trying to help him write, and their dialogue is so bad. The friend actor is such a poor actor that it drags every scene down. I mean, God, I have to stretch for positives. I mean, you get to see the crazy chick's tits for like 2 seconds. They're kind of nice. I mean, they're literally like, this is as far as I'm stretching to say a positive about the movie. Pathetic. The girl that comes over to fuck him is pretty hot. The guy's a piece of shit. That was actually kind of a positive. The main character's a piece of shit. He's a cheat. Like, this girl comes over to fuck him, and she's like making jokes that is, like, I'm glad your wife's dead. And she's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. And he's like, oh no, it's okay. And it's like, that's okay? That's okay that your wife's fucking dead? Like, we're supposed to feel for you? This scene features the worst sex scene I think I've ever seen in my life. It's like 1 second long. It barely shows any of them at all. And then he like sees his dead wife on him. He's like, oh, and then it cuts away to the morning. It's so fucking fast. I couldn't believe it. It was no joke 2 seconds long. Like, it was jarring. It was so quick. I was like, oh, was that a sex scene? Like, almost I felt like I had to rewind it. Oh my God. I don't know what else I could say. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I mean, there's nothing subtle in this film. Everything is super heavy-handed. The framing, I feel like what happened here more than anything, I'm just going to say this and pretty much end it here. I blame the director almost completely, because I think that the main actor had talent. I think he was pretty good. I think that the girl that comes over later in the movie is a decent actress. The friend was shit. He was terrible. I don't know if he might be good. Whatever. I don't care. It felt like a really overly long Twilight Zone episode, but one of the shitty ones. And it just wouldn't end. And it was so fucking boring to get through. And do not watch it. I mean, Jesus Christ, don't watch it. I'm sure you turned it off by now because you were like, fuck, this movie sounds terrible. But if you're still here, don't watch it. I'm going to watch something else in Redbox right now called Awaken the Shadow Man. Hopefully it's better than this piece of shit. And as I said, I hate ripping on films, man, but fuck, this one really, really had it out for me.